So this is the second supplemental video for dealing with basic shapes and cast shadows. In the first one we did these two boxes here and we showed the simple method. We showed one method of how to deal with lines in case they are aligned with other essential points. And now in this one we're going to deal with a little bit of a different shape. But of course with all shapes we start with our box. We find the center of both the top and the bottom, and that gives us a vertical line directly in the center in the middle. And from that we can create a pyramid. So we'll go ahead and remove those center lines, remove the other lines, and of course with the base there we still have it, and we can darken in all the object lines. We remove that last guideline because it's not visible, and we would have our pyramid shape. So in this case now we're going to go ahead and again bring up our same shadow vanishing point and light source. The process is very similar. What we need to do though is we need to know where this point is on the ground plane. And so to do that I'm going to bring back those guidelines and we're going to go ahead and extend a line from the shadow vanishing point through the center of that line. And so we'll go ahead, excuse me one second. And so very similar process as before, but in this case we just need the one line. So we bring it through the center. Now with the light source, we're going to go the light source through the top of that line. Remember, we're following along the shadow vanishing point line. We follow that, when that line hits the object, we follow up to the height. We continue at that same angle. And there is the length of our shadow. Now the difference here is we don't really need the sides. This is all we need at this point to have a complete cast shadow. So from here I'm going to go ahead and close this, give us a new layer to work on, and we can complete that cast shadow by, and let's go ahead and zoom in here so you can get a real nice view of it. Using the lasso tool, I'm just going to connect that point up to, remember this is the center of the triangle, this pyramid, through the top. That's the length of the shadow from the highest point, and then just connect the sides. This left side here is actually going to be in direct light, so we will not have a cast shadow from it. Notice if we came in, that shadow would be blocked. So we're going from the other edge, back over, add our standard color, and there we have it. And it's a pretty simple process, but the key to this is having all of your necessary points. So if this was an ellipse, we would use or a sphere, we would use all the points from the ellipses to work this out. Obviously there's some supplementals information available. The texts and lecture materials cover it a little bit more as well, but this should help kind of get over some of those initial hurdles with creating cast shadows and get us ready to start to deal with more complex spaces.